I'm Rosy and I'm the pastor here of Contemplative Arts. The history of the daily office is that it was created in monasteries in order for the community to be able to center together around scripture and around prayer. And so the idea of the daily office is pretty simple. It's an opportunity to center back on God and to devote together in community. So my own practice of daily office is based on that as well. So I have been using either devotional books or creating my own personal offices, which include a section of Old Testament scripture, part of New Testament scripture, a time of prayer, and usually a reading of some devotional author, classic devotional author of some sort. Yeah. I was a public defender for 7 years at Legal Aid Society Manhattan, and I took a 1-year sabbatical after that. But while I was here at New Life Fellowship, that's when Pete started talking about the daily office as a practice. And one of the invitations that he gave was to do the daily office at noontime, which I thought would be an interesting practice for me. I had done my own devotional practice in the morning or in the evening, and so that was, a sort of routine for me. But I wondered what would happen if I took a period of time to just stop in the middle of the day. And I found that to be revolutionary, even as just a regular career person, as a lawyer. Usually during my lunch hour, you would eat your lunch at your desk before you ran off to the second session of court in the PM, or you'd be returning phone calls and sort of multitasking. So to take even 10 minutes or even less, 5 minutes, began to make an impact just in the way that I would spend the rest of the day. So I would find a conference room, or if I could, just in my office, if my office mate wasn't there, take 5 minutes to just look at one maybe verse and then just sort of center back. And I think just pausing there at that point transmits something. You suddenly realize what you're there for, as opposed to being carried off on a tide of to-do tasks. There's a moment where you realize, oh wait, I'm created for more than just returning this phone call, getting to court, serving this client or that. So I think even the impact of that, now that I remember, it was pretty transformative to just even see that. The 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes, just a second to say, who am I here for, helped me to kind of recenter. And I think that even your question, it sort of has flowed out from there too, is how does the daily office change the way that you look at time? And I think time is not something that necessarily has to tug on me, but that I am, in some sense, a master of time as well, just the way that God. I mean, if you're just starting out with the practice of the daily office, a great place to start is the EHS website, where there's free devotional materials there. And the benefit of that is that it gets rid of the where do I start reading the Bible, how do I get into a devotional practice. The benefit is that it's already sort of done for you. And so there's a verse that you're already looking at, a devotional to help you center, and a question that'll help you just go into a place of quick prayer. So I think the dithering part of, what do I do, is sort of taken care of by that. If you're moving on from there, picking up the Daily Office book by Pete is an excellent next step. And then if you're even looking for further than that, there's tons of websites, church liturgies, just where you're able to get a more balanced diet in your scripture, where you're looking at the story of God being told in Old Testament, New Testament, and then you're thinking about your own story. So that would be the sort of evolution, I would think, of the daily office spread out across your life. That's what I would recommend.